From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly says Canada is following very closely a push from the International Criminal Court to prosecute Israel's Prime Minister and others over the war in the Gaza Strip. The court's chief prosecutor requested arrest warrants on Monday for Benjamin Netanyahu and his defense minister, along with senior Hamas leaders. Joly addressed the issue in Ottawa this afternoon.
We're aware of the Prosecutor General of the ICC's work. We respect the independence of the ICC. All parties must make sure that they abide by international law, including international humanitarian law. We've been calling all parties to do so for months now, and so therefore we are closely monitoring the process.
Ottawa has so far avoided supporting or denouncing the idea of charges. Meantime, the federal government plans to introduce new capital gains legislation before the parliamentary summer break. Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland made the announcement today, a month after the latest federal budget proposed making 2/3 of capital gains taxable. The organizers of a month-long boycott of Loblaw-owned stores say they've decided to extend it past May.
The organizers say a poll of their Reddit community's members show most want to keep the movement going. The Reddit group was created to vent and talk about high grocery prices and ultimately attracted tens of thousands of members who formulated plans to boycott Canada's largest grocer during the month of May. Loblaw has pushed back against criticism of the company as frustration mounts over food inflation, saying it's not responsible for higher food prices. Michelle Zedekian, The Canadian Press.
Members of a killer whale pod related to an orphan orca calf that was trapped for weeks in a remote BC tidal lagoon have been spotted off Vancouver Island's northeast coast. Marine scientist Jared Towers says the female orphan was not seen with the whales, noting she hasn't been recorded since May the 10th. And an investigation has been opened into the death of Friends actor Matthew Perry. Reporter Margie Zaraletta has more.
Los Angeles Police Captain Scott Williams says police are assisting the Drug Enforcement Agency as they look into why Matthew Perry had so much ketamine in his system when he died in October. Perry's autopsy revealed the amount of ketamine in his blood was in the range used for general anesthesia during surgery. People close to Perry had told investigators he was undergoing ketamine infusion therapy for depression and anxiety, which is an experimental treatment. The medical examiner said Perry's last treatment had been a week and a half earlier, and the drug usually is metabolized within hours.
Perry was found unresponsive in the hot tub of his Los Angeles home last October. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the talent level of the Toronto Maple Leafs roster was enticing for Craig Berube. The team's newest head coach says he's looking forward to being the latest to try and get the team over the hump.
Well, obviously, if you look at the roster, first and foremost, like I talked about, there's some great players here and a great opportunity to build a team that, can move forward and become something, I'm not better, but, get over the hump a little bit here.
Toronto fired Sheldon Keefe on May 9th, with Berube being hired to take over the job last Friday. And Dylan Cousin scored his second goal of the game in overtime, and that put Canada on top of host Czechia today at the World Hockey Championship in their latest game by a score of 4-3. From the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.